Welcome to the world of Stable Diffusion Automatic 1111, the cutting-edge web interface that revolutionizes the world of visual arts. In this video, I will take you through a detailed overview of the platform's features, accompanied by demos to illustrate its power and flexibility. This is part 1 of this SD Web UI features. Let's get started. In the previous videos, we already discussed about what is Stable Diffusion, available Web UI, quick tour to Web UI features. Also, TechLatest.net provides the Stable Diffusion setup in the form of virtual machine solutions on leading cloud platform that is Google Cloud, AWS and Azure. We already went through the detailed videos on provisioning and using the TechLatest Stable Diffusion solution on those cloud platforms. You can check our previous videos for more details. Links are in the description. If you have provisioned the TechLatest Stable Diffusion solution from any of the mentioned cloud platform and have VM ready with you, then you can follow along in these videos. We are going to explain the Automatic 1111 features with demos. The very first screen that comes on the Web UI is the Text to Image tab. And the most basic function that is turning text into an amazing image is done here. These are different settings here. At the time of recording this video, the latest version of model in TechLatest Stable Diffusion VM is this 768 2.1 model here. This text box area here is for providing the text prompt. I am entering this simple short prompt here. A mini world, in a crystal ball, Octane render hyperdetailed. Next we have some basic settings down here. Batch size allows you to generate number of images each time you request it. And when you are testing a prompt, you may want to generate at least a few because each image will differ from the other image. Width and height option allow you to choose different options here. Now let's generate a set of 4 images from this basic setup. Once we click on Generate button, it will take few seconds to render the images as I am using a GPU instance here. By default, it will create an additional image of composite thumbnails. A very important point to be noted here, and we already discussed this point in our Cloud Getting Started guides. For optimal performance, Stable Diffusion requires significant processing power, which is best achieved with a GPU instance. We recommend you to use the GPU instances as they will generate the images 10 times faster than CPU instances. You can see the generated images by clicking on them. Or the better option is from the image gallery. Just click on Image Gallery tab, click on First Page to load the images. You can also save this images to your local storage by right-clicking on it. And select to save option here. Now let's explore other options here and notice the changes. Put what you don't want to see in your images in this negative prompt area. Negative prompt will exclude that from the image. So suppose we have a prompt as London streets, raining, evening time. Let's generate this. You can see rain in the pictures. Now suppose I want to remove the rain from the picture, I only have to give rain in the negative prompt. Keeping all other settings as it is. Now London streets, without rain, evening time. Here you can see. This is a simple example, but you can use negative prompts in many ways. Next we have sampling method and sampling steps options. Sampling method is nothing but the algorithm used for the denoising process. Let's change it to Euler. And sampling steps means number of steps for the denoising process. The more the better, but it also takes longer. Let's make it to 25 or 30 steps. We'll see this 3 options here in a while after generating the images with basic options. Batch count specifies the number of times you run the image generation pipeline. Let's make it 2. So with this setup it will generate 2 batches of 4 images each. Classifier Free Guidance Scale or CFG scale is a parameter to control how much the model should respect your prompt. With value 1, it will mostly ignore your prompt. And value 30 will follow the prompt strictly. We'll keep the value to default as 7 as it balances well. Each image generated has its own seed value. Automatic 1111 will use a random seed value if it is set to -1. You can find the seed value of the image right down here. If you want to use a specific image and make changes in that, then you can provide the seed value here and generate the new image. With extra option given here, you can blend to two images with different settings available. Let's generate an image with this setup here. We will go with our first prompt, a mini world, in a crystal ball, Octane render hyperdetailed. Click Generate. We got this seed value. I am copying this. Again, click on Generate button with same prompt and settings. Wait for few seconds. Now it created another image with new seed value. Now suppose I want to blend this two images. For that, provide the seed of first image here in seed box, and second image seed value in variation box. Now change the variation strength. Variation strength is nothing but the degree of interpolation between the seed and the variation seed. If you keep it 0, then generated images will be more from first seed. If you keep it 1, then generated images will be more from variation seed. Let's make it 0 and see. Wait for few seconds, and here we go. Now let's see the result with 0.5. Click on Generate. Here is the output image. And, finally, let's set it to 1. And this is the output image, which is more close to the variation seed. You can experiment with different values here. Now, let's try to create the two images with same seed and variation seed but with different width and height parameters, keeping all other settings as it is. So for first image, I am setting width as 512 and height as 768. This is what we got. And for second image, I am setting width and height both as 640. This is what we got. Here we have the new images showing much changes from the original image. But if I set these resize seed from width and height parameter, then we will get the very close result from the original images. Click on Generate. Wait for few seconds. So this is about blending the images. Now let's discuss these three options here. The first one in face restoration. Suppose I have generated a woman face, like this one here, but I want to improve it. For that I will provide a face restoration option and regenerate the image. To use this option, you need to first set the face restoration model from Settings. Go to Settings tab. Got to Face Restoration section. Here select any one from these two options. I am going with the codeformer. This message below shows, for maximum effect, set weight parameter to 0, and for minimum effect set it to 1. We'll go with the 0 option. Save the changes on this page. Here I used Image Browser to send this image back to the Text to Image tab. So it got uploaded with all the default settings and steps. For this image, I am applying Face Restoration option on. Click Generate. Now we got the new image with face restoration, which is much better than before. I will show you both the images from Image Browser. This is without face restoration option. And this one is with face restoration enabled. See the difference. You can try with the different models with different values of weight in Settings tab. Next, use the tiling option to produce a periodic image that can be tiled. Next, third and last option, we have Higher Fix option, which allow you to upscale your image from the native scale size. When you click on this option, it will show you more settings. You can do this upscaling task from the Extras tab as well. I will show you upscaling features. I think we covered all of these options here. About ControlNet extension, we will discuss it in detail in our Stable Diffusion Extensions video. Going up, under this Generate button, we have these options. This arrow button option is used to generate the same image from the last prompt. When clicked, it will populate all fields with last setup used. Trash icon to clear the prompt and negative prompt. Next, model icon provides you extra networks. Select from the list. You can save the style of any prompt and negative prompt using this Save Style button here. Once saved, you can select those saved styles from the Load Style option. And the buttons available under the generated images here serves exactly the same thing as the name suggests. This is part 1 of Stable Diffusion Automatic 1111 Web UI features. In the next video, we will discuss about the image-to-image functionality. Also, we will see upscaling the images in Extras tab.
TechLatest.net provides the Stable Diffusion with Automatic 1111 web interface offer in the form of a virtual machine solution on leading cloud platforms including Google Cloud, Amazon Web Services, AWS, and Microsoft Azure. To ensure you have the best learning experience and can follow the course content seamlessly, we highly recommend provisioning the pre-configured Stable Diffusion virtual machine solution available on these cloud marketplaces. Here's how to get started. Go to www.techlatest.net/sd. Click the provided cloud provider marketplace link. Follow the on-screen instructions to launch the VM. To make the provisioning of VM easy for you, we have step-by-step guides, which shows all the steps in details. All the links are in the description.
Thank you for watching.